Hello everyone, this is currently Jack. In today's tech review, I'm going to be looking at RTX AI and how it can improve your webcam on your laptop or PC. So I'm going to start off by going through a presentation, and then I'm going to go and show you a demonstration of the software. So looking at the presentation, as you can see, sleek webcam blur powered by RTX AI, how to achieve flawless DSLR quality background separation using NVIDIA Broadcast on your laptop or desktop. So hardware acceleration is key. No CPU overhead. Standard software blurs rely on standard CPU processing, causing frame drops and visual lag. RTX leverages dedicated onboard hardware cores instead. Tensor core precision. NVIDIA's tensor cores carry out millions of calculations in real time, executing background segmentation instantly with supreme mathematical accuracy. Acquiring the software. So direct download, you can go straight to the NVIDIA Broadcast site and download it directly from there. It's completely free. You don't have to pay anything. GPU compatibility, it is built for laptops and desktops running any modern RTX GPU. So that would be 20, 30, 40, or even 50 series. So as long as you've got yourself an RTX GPU, you will be able to use this software. Video Effects SDK, the dynamic installer automatically bundles the latest video filters and model scripts. The AI engine, automated scale, the latest iteration of NVIDIA Broadcast replaces legacy quality toggles with an automated dynamic rendering engine. The one which I'm going to be showing today is 2.2.0 because it is currently June 2026. The application analyzes available hardware headroom in real time to render maximum blur depth, perfectly isolating complex fine details like hair and glasses. Optimize your Brio stream, so perfect the camera input. Even the strongest AI engine requires a clear baseline image. Feed the tensor cores clean high-definition video from your Logitech Brio 4K to maximize isolation performance. Now, as I said, this is going to work with any webcam. The one which I use is the Logitech Brio 4K, but you can use any webcam you want. You don't need a specific one for this software. Ensure strong key lighting directly on your face and narrow your webcam's field of view down to about 78 degrees or 65 degrees. That's the commonly recommended ones. Enlarge your tune to crop out unnecessary physical clutter. Live demo time. So now I'm going to open up the software settings and show you around. So we're going to start off by going and showing you where you can actually download it. So if I show you here, NVIDIA GeForce site is the URL up here, nvidia.com, ENGB, GeForce Broadcast and Broadcast app. So you press download now and you'll be able to download it. So now if we actually get into the app, here is the app. So first of all, I'm going to show you the settings. So as I said, 2.2.0, that's what I'm currently in. Doesn't matter what version you use. This one's the one which I've downloaded. As you can see, settings advanced, launch and startup. You can enable that if you want to. I've disabled it because it's quite GPU heavy. Enable GPU utilization indicator. And so before I actually get into any of the settings, first thing I want to mention is this is very heavy on your GPU. So you need to be aware of that if you're running anything which is going to be already GPU heavy. So let's say you're doing a live stream on a game. If that game is already eating up a lot of your GPU, you might find that this will have difficulties working alongside it. So for instance, I'm on a 3060, I think it is. So it's quite an old GPU now, but it's still reasonable. If I enable GPU utilization indicator, you can see the bar at the bottom and how much you're using up, and you can see it's rather high. Whenever it goes under the green, it's still all right. Once it hits the orange, you know, it's in about the warning kind of area. So for instance, I've not got any games open here. The only things I've got open are Chrome, Opera GX, OBS Studio in the background, PowerPoint, and then literally just NVIDIA Broadcast. So I'm not using much of a GPU. Literally, NVIDIA Broadcast is eating up a lot of it, so do be aware of that. And you've also got show notifications on Windows. Keyboard shortcuts, you can enable those if you want. I'm going to keep them off myself. Theme, so you've got light and dark. So here's a light version of it. So you want to go to your system. She's gone, it's light again, and go dark. Privacy. What I will take you through is show first time walkthrough. So if you launch it, wait for the launch, there you go. So it's going to show you now the audio tab. So you get devices, select your preferred devices. There you press next. Audio effects, enhance your audio with different effects and features. Test your microphone. Record a sample to test how broadcast improves recorded audio. Test your speakers. Play sample to hear how your broadcast improves audio. Expand the view. Click the icon to expand or collapse the viewable area. Now into the video tab. Video effects. Change how your audience sees you on screen. Set NVIDIA Broadcast virtual devices in your apps. So once you've chosen your preferred effect, open your live streaming conferencing app, go to Settings Devices, then select NVIDIA Broadcast for your devices. So myself, I'm actually using OBS Studio for this, where it's very simple. You add your webcam, but the key thing here is whenever adding it into something like OBS Studio, you need to remember that you don't select your webcam, you select NVIDIA Broadcast. It's a very key thing to remember there. Same with selecting your microphone. So now if I go and show you, here's the audio. So I've got my HyperX Quadcast 2. So as you can see, I've got studio voice on at the moment, which will be quite heavy on the GPU intensity, but it's all right for now. So maybe I'll go and show you noise removal. Let's go and proceed to enable that. So see if that did anything. Maybe, maybe not. Let's try room echo removal. Is there any echo? I'm not sure if there was any echo to begin with, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show this very well, but that should be doing something. But as you can see, that sign at the top said high GPU load. Be careful of that. I wouldn't recommend having everything on, only what you feel is needed. I'm going to remove both of these. Both of those are removed. I'm going to put back on Studio Voice. There you go. Back on speakers, you can do stuff with your speakers here, like noise removal, reduces background noise on audio played on speakers. Room echo removal, reduces reverb sound on audio played on speakers. Yeah, microphone output, test microphone effects, record speech, input or an output. So this is where you can record speech and test it. Obviously, you don't need to do that right now. I'm on video, but it's very useful to have. And test speaker effects you can also test out. Now into the video tab. This is where you can select your webcam. So I'm using Logitech Brio. So if I click the toggle to preview, there you go. There I am. You can see me in the preview. This is where you can really get into it. So you got virtual background. Let's turn it off. When you turn it off, you go back to normal, the normal background. Turn it on. And as you can see now, it's blurred. And to be honest, I wouldn't say there's much quality loss. I'd say the quality loss is very minimalistic. So turn down the strength. Want to turn all the way up, turn it up to here. You can set it to whatever you want. And the thing I like about this one compared to something like the filters inside OBS Studio, it's a lot more quick. It's quicker. If I move my head around a bit, you can see it doesn't really lose that much, not much latency. It doesn't have the big blobs that you get in others. So let's say maybe I want to remove it and have a transparent frame. There you see. Now we've got a transparent frame. Nothing there. Which is nice. No background anymore at all. So I want to replace it. Now we've replaced it. We got a different background altogether in the video broadcast. There you go. So it's actually really good. I'm going to go blur because I prefer to just blur the background. So we stick with the blur here. Now you got auto frame, keeps camera zoomed and centered on you while you move. So if I disable that, See, this is how I'd normally look. I'd be sitting here, usually on the right hand side of it, like this. If I enable it, you can see it's zoomed right in on my face and I'm centered. You can actually change this by going down, go in, you really zoom in, properly zoom all the way in, shall you? I get fully zoomed in. You can set this to however you want it. I think I had it back there, so turn it off, turn it back on. As you can see, we're back to normal there. Zoom in a little bit more. There you go. And now you got video noise removal. Reduces video noise, typically found in low light situations. The only problem with this one, it's supported up to 1080p. If you've only got a 1080p webcam, it's fine. You can just enable it, no worries. If you've got a 4K webcam, then I wouldn't recommend it because you're going to lose quality. Personally, I don't really see too much difference in it anyway. Eye contact, I actually find this one quite good. It redirects your gaze towards the camera. So if I disable it, let's say now I'm looking at my monitor over here. I'm looking directly at it. I'm going to stay looking at it. And you can see it's actually made my eyes look towards the camera. Still my head slightly pointed over, but I'm looking at the camera with my eyes. So it's actually really good. That was a nice feature that I found that the AI does well. Another one, Invignity. So it darkens the corners of the frame so you can enable face tracking on that. And it'll move alongside you. You can see if I move all the way over to here, you see it really closes in on my face. Move all the way over here. Again, done the same thing. As you can see, it's actually moving with me, which is really good. You can also lessen the strength. You can increase the strength. So let's say I want all the way up, here I am. I wouldn't recommend having it all the way up. I like having it on a bit, so you can have it a little bit around there, maybe. Darken it up a bit. Looks quite nice. Like that. That's quite good. So you can either have face tracking on or off. Might actually enable it for now, see how it goes. And virtual key light. Now this one, you may find it useful, but I've tried and I personally don't like it. I find it makes my face look unnatural. So if I enable it now, there you go. It's first of all really effective. Not working well. So just going to disable it so I can actually move my face as I speak. But as you can see, very intensive on the GPU. I wouldn't recommend enabling it. But if you do want to, obviously be aware of the fact that for me, it made my face look really pink, really white and pink, which I found to be very unnatural. I prefer to just have it disabled. If you want to sort your lighting out, I wouldn't recommend using that. I would recommend just trying to improve the lighting in your room. That's probably the best way to go about it. But this is so far the best tool that I have found to actually be able to improve my webcam. Hopefully this will be something new to some people and you'll be able to use this going forward and find it's a lot better than what you're currently using. If you have any opinions to share or any better solutions, please feel free to share them in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to tune in for next week's tech review. I usually try to release them on a Thursday, so make sure to look out for that. Make sure to like, subscribe, and definitely hit that bell icon for more content. For now, goodbye.